welcome to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret Carlton. I will be your broadcast engineer for today. Anyway, Christian's been here for a very long time. He's a wonderful presenter. We love having him on the show. He's usually quite busy doing senior engineer stuff. So if you have questions, if Christian can't answer it, he'll tell you. Like he's not. We're not going to sit here and waffle and you go like, oh, you know. Christian's fantastic, so we're happy to have him on today. So we have a question from Cora, which comes with a picture. So I am going to read it out loud, but you probably want to scroll up and look at it in Discord. Is there a way to create a portal that would show only the next record after the current record? I am currently trying to make an interface that shows fields of the current record and almost like a recipe card thing. And on either side, the same recipe card, but a little smaller, shows the previous and next records. The previous and next record cards are buttons that cause the corresponding record to load up as the current record, and the current record's previous and next records show up on either side.
Yes, there is. I'm curious how you're creating the records. When you're creating the records, if this is something like a recipe, you can probably create a value. I oftentimes call it sort or order, and I'll show you an example of what I mean. So over here, I'm just going to make a field in contacts, and I'm going to call this sort. And it's a number field. And you can add logic to this. You can set it with a script, but I'm going to do something really kind of basic here, and I'm going to do get record number. Okay. And I'm going to add this field on screen so that you can see it. So it's blank on this one. So I'm just going to force a 1 in there, and then I'm make a new record 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. Okay, so now we know that the order that things should go on. We can figure out the number that we're on, and we can logically figure out the next one. So I could come over here and I could do a global. And let me start by saying there's probably a couple ways to do this. For those who are watching, I'm torn between using a master detail or just doing a relationship, but I'm going to do this for now. So I'm going to do a gsort. Okay, and I'm going to make this a global. Okay, and over here, I'm going to make a new relationship from contacts to contacts. Let's make these nice and symmetrical to each other. Okay. And I'm sure that you don't want all of them. You'll probably have groupings. So I would imagine that there would be something here that's like category, but I don't have that right now. So I'm just going to do the really basic version of this. So I'm going to go over here to contacts. I'm going to do contacts to contacts. I'm going to do gsort equals sort. Okay. And then let's add let's add a contact field so we can at least identify these from each other. Okay. Although images would have been really good here. So go over here. Let's go back. So the first one is going to be KO. Then we're going to have Mards. We're going to have Larry. And then we're going to have Cora ask this. Yeah, we're going to have Cora. Okay. So now we are going to make our portal. I know you've got it left to right. I'm just going to do it on, well, I'm going to do it left to right. Just move this out of the way. So now we're going to add our portal over here. And actually, we don't even need a portal because you only want to see one record. So we're going to do name. And we're going to do sort. Okay. And I would do this with a script, but we're just going to hard code the fields on screen for now so we can see them. And then maybe I'll write the script time dependent. Okay. So I'm on record 1, and that means that, oops, it's helpful if you choose the relationship that they come from. Okay, so this should be blank when I go to browse. Perfect. And I'm going to, since I know that I'm on record 1, I'm going to put record 2 here. So there's Marks. If I go to record 2, I'm going to put record 3 here, and I can see Larry. And there we go. So now I would add a script trigger here. Show next record. And we're just going to do set field gsort equals g. Oops. Now we would need some logic if it goes forward or backwards. For this quick demo right now, it's just going to do +1. Okay. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do a script trigger on record load. Okay, so let's go back to the very beginning. And so there's Marg. So if I go to the next one, there's Larry, there, so on and so forth. Now, there's no one after Cora. Now, very, very quickly, what you could do instead is have your forward and backwards. Okay. I would normally just pass pluses and negatives on this, but we're just going to do this real fast. Let's
For
get rid of
clarity's sake,
that.
yeah.
Let's get rid of the script trigger. Let's go over here and let's do this. Okay, get script. Whoops. I'm typing a little too fast. Equals next. Okay, you know, we'll just write it out in each row. It's going to be the useless. So get next is sort +1. Else sort, I'm sorry you guys can't see the characters. I'll highlight there. So if it equals next, we're going to add 1, else -1. So now I'll save that. We go over here and I can see, oh, you know, you need to do 2. If get script parameter equals next. Go to record request, next. Else, go to record request back. Previous. Okay, so we'll go over here to 1 so I can see Margs. There we go. I see Margs, there's Larry. I see Larry, there's Cora. And I can go forward and backwards on that. Does that help, Cora? And David's right. You could set up like, let's say they all have a shared category. It would still want to sort the relationship by sort, but you could get the keys and increment that way too. That'd be a little harder for me to show off really quickly right now, but that's what I want to say. And is you guys will hear people say all the time, there's several ways to solve this. Being on the spot, I try to, first thing that comes to mind. One thing I want to highlight early on, we mentioned the Brian Dunning custom website, custom functions website. That's really a
Yes.
golden nugget. If you guys aren't familiar with that, definitely take a look at that website. If you're not familiar with custom functions at all, familiarize yourself with it. Senior engineers, when we're chatting internally at RCC, I can't tell you many odd times the answer is, oh, there's a custom function for it. Go find the resources to download them, use them, learn how to configure them, and then practice writing them yourself. I have a whole library of custom functions that I use on every project, and most of them I've written myself. So, like most people, I start off going and getting them from websites, but you'll find that you solve the same problems over and over again. So rather than writing out a complicated calculation in a script, if you can package that into a custom function, it really lets you move much faster the next time you have to solve that problem, even if it's in the exact same file.